Okay. Hi everyone, it's me Giovanni, and today is just gonna be a random video. I thought I was gonna do a video about something else, but you know what? I decided to do this. Usual talking videos. Talking about stuff. Okay. So, at first I didn't want to talk about this, but apparently I'm not sure what to do about June. Sure, Pride Month is a thing, and in my opinion, I understand that Pride Month is a thing where people of sexuality, gender identity come together and are accepting to one another, but it can be a bit too much. Like parades, pride, rainbow flags. In your face intimacy, or just rainbow anything, or the phrase love is love. I mean, love is love, yes, but love is an ordinary thing that many of us go through. Not just people that we're attracted or romantically interested in, but love also involved like families or friends, or like if you're attached to something like your pets, or your some things in your childhood. Like, it's completely ordinary. It's not super special, at least now. But love is love, and that's fine. But for 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 the for the for this for the phrase "love is love" on Pride Month, um, it just doesn't sit right with me. And in my opinion, Pride Month shouldn't be called Pride Month anymore, because that phrase basically just means you know, celebrating something involving people being different for the entire month. The entire month, it outright says it in the name, Pride Month. And I'm just like, no, 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 no. I do not want this. I do not want this. I do not want this. Instead, I think it should be called Prideful June. Because, I mean, let's be honest. June is June. And when I hear the month June, I immediately think of summer. June and July are supposed to be summer, and maybe a bit of May and August, but mostly June and July are summer. I mean, come on. Whenever I think of June and July, I immediately think of summer. Summer vacation, summer break, summer everything. Not about a goddamn, almost like a holiday, where you celebrate it for the entire month. But it's not an actual holiday. It involves rainbows, flags, merchandise, love, people of sexuality or gender identity, stuff like that. And while that's fine, should it really be necessary to have something around being surrounded in a month, on a month, where it's supposed to be summer. It's supposed to be summer vacation, right? And you're supposed to enjoy the summer the way it is. June. June and July are summer. I can immediately think of holidays or just certain events that come to mind. Normal events. January, there's New Year's Eve. February, Valentine's Day. March, St. Patrick's Day. And maybe even spring break. Wait. Yeah, spring break for some reason. Or Easter. Like, for some reason, March is also involving spring break and Easter. It's a little weird, but anyway. April, I'm not including April Fool's Day because April Fool's Day has gotten a bit stale. What about Earth Day? That's a thing, right? I mean, it still might be a thing. Earth Day is fine. Earth Day for April is fine. May, there is Mother's Day and Memorial Day. That's a thing, right? Of course it is. June, well, there's the summer, of course. But there's also Father's Day. July, there's the 4th of July, obviously. You know, July 4th, the 4th of July. I immediately think of the 4th of July with the American flag. August, I'm not sure if there's any kind of holiday or event in August, but, yeah, I can't think of anything involving August. For September, there's, mostly back to school and the beginning, and the beginning of fall. October, there's, of course, Halloween. November, obviously, Thanksgiving. And December, Christmas. So yeah, those are the holidays or events that I can actually think of. Not including Prideful June. And considering some drama, especially on TikTok, surrounding certain things, of course, it just had to happen before or during Pride Month. Or during the beginning of Pride Month. And honestly, people just had to say something surrounding certain stuff, and I'm honestly sick of it already. But at this point, what are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do now about it? Give up? Maybe, but no. 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 We're not gonna give up because of some bigoted, conservative, absolutely idiotic assholes for thinking that things are woke or whatever. It's honestly ridiculous. I've already talked about Hunter Schafer being cast as Zelda, not officially, but more like fanmade casting, or might be eyed for the role of Zelda. And I can honestly see it, especially some story elements of the actual characters. So, it doesn't seem that bad, people. Okay? Hunter Schafer, as a trans woman, is perfect for the role of Zelda. She looks like Zelda. And it's about talent, not... It's about talent, not the person's appearance. And sure, some people have also picked certain people for the role of Zelda, but Hunter Schafer looks the part, and that's completely fine. People seriously need to grow up, especially since people complaining about Hunter Schafer being cast as Zelda probably have never heard of The Legend of Zelda or played the series. Like, they're seriously stupid. You also need to do your research on the characters and the games entirely. Because I learned, and I can honestly understand. But there was also there was also the Nintendo Switch 2 that involves the Mii's being now genderless, or being preferred to gender styles, meaning that the default Mii's are no longer male and female. It's just male and female preferences. And, well, I don't see that as a bad thing. I, I don't blame people for saying some things that make them feel like Nintendo is making it a bad idea. But at the same time, I don't see that as a bad thing. I just find it a little weird, just a little bit. I mean, people have also had like Mii's, like they look like an opposite gender, but in reality they're either male or female. Like for example, Lauren Seaside made Hot Boy a female because there's no same-sex couples in Tomodachi Life. And honestly, I have actually done this before with certain Mii's just for fun, and it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. So Mii's being genderless is fine, but at the same time, I don't blame people for being a bit upset about it or thinking that it might be a mistake, especially since genders are somewhat important. However, people, mostly I have seen on Reddit, that people have said that Nintendo has gone woke, not because of the not because of gender identity or people of color or whatever, but because of random stupid stuff that I don't know why they're complaining about it being woke. Like, what is wrong with people? Why? Why do you care so much about this? Just why? I seriously don't know what's wrong with people. They seriously complain about literally anything and everything around the world. I'm serious. This is absolutely out of hand. It's absolutely out of control. And I hate it. I really do hate it. I really do hate it. A lot. It's absolutely bothering me to death. And I do not want to see any talk about the genderless Mii's again. I mean, like I said, I don't see that as a bad thing, but at the same time, I don't blame people for saying that it might be a mistake. Anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it or not. Please stay safe. Stay at home. Stay away from protests in segregated areas. Hope to see you in the next video. And don't forget to smile. Bye.